Can you hear me now? Good to go? Okay. Sorry about that little delay, guys. I was in another meeting and had to jump out of here to get in. Hi, I'm Jeff Kiesel. I'm a designer and developer here at RunSignUp on the user experience team. And we're really excited to be here at RunSignUp. This is a new team here that we started back in March. And we've been doing a lot of work, some of it you've seen, and we have some upcoming things that are going to be really excited. We're going to talk about a little bit of both today. So to start off today, just really quick, some of our guiding principles. So we have very complicated software, and we need to improve that. To do so, we have some principles that we're going to follow to kind of pave a path for us to make sure we're headed in the right direction. So clarity, allow the users to read less and understand more at a glance. Manage complexity, this is a big one for us. Don't overload the user. Offer advanced features when asked. Make things easy to start with. Consistency, make the behavior of common interface elements as consistent as possible. If you use something once in one place, you'll know how to use it somewhere else in the UI. Be fun, friendly, and factual. Our brand is fun and approachable, but extremely knowledgeable. We want to update our text in our applications to be more legible, less words, clearer, more fun, more friendly, more human. We want to create products that people love. We want to delight our users through the use of modern design, aesthetics, subtle animations, and fun messaging. And the last one, mobile first. More than 60% of our traffic comes from mobile devices. So we need to continue to enhance that mobile experience across all of our products. So that being out of the way, I want to talk briefly about some recent changes to the dashboard. So our dashboard users, I'm sure you guys have noticed, a lot of little changes have been going on. And really a lot of it right now has been focused around the navigation. This is going to continue to change in coming months. But this most recent batch, you can kind of see A and B, before and after, top and bottom here. And the overall themes here are we are reducing clutter, and we're starting to modernize the app. I'm going to talk about these a little bit in detail. As I go through these, if anyone has any questions, just feel free to shout the question out now during, and we can talk about it. We have a question?
No, that's what it'll be.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'll tell you.
All right. All right, so one of the first things we did is we introduced the avatar menu, and you guys have seen this at the top. It's a little circle with your face in it, a little arrow next to it, indicating that if you click on it, something's going to happen. And we basically took our top menu items like profile, my races, admin, and logout to reduce some clutter and clean up that header area, and to get back a little bit of vertical space. We took those off the screen and put them in this nice menu here. It's a very common pattern that you'll see a lot across different applications like Google and LinkedIn. So we adopted that pattern as well. So moving along, we had this one little problem area in our UI where we had a lot of clutter right above that header. And you can see on the left was the old one, and on the right-hand side you can see the new one. It's a lot cleaner, a lot less little detail to kind of sift through in your mind. We made our logo a little bit smaller. And we also, in doing so, got back some vertical space and some horizontal space as well. And we converted that to an icon font, so it downloads super quick and is super crisp at all sizes. We got rid of the menu label. You know it's a menu. I know it's a menu. We don't need to tell you why. Just a sec, we have a little audio thing going on. We're good? Okay. Sorry about that. The gear is how you used to get to your settings, but we felt that that was a really good candidate to be put away in our nice avatar menu. You can see it second from the top right here. So that's where settings lives now. We moved the menu icon. That's that little 3 stripe to hide and show the icon, the menu. We moved that up to the top in our nice clean header and cleared up some of that clutter above our menu there. So this is a view of the header as a whole, and what we're pointing out here are the search elements. They are consistent. We talked about, you know, reusing components and being consistent. This is an example of that. Also, this view gives you a nice overall look at the header. It's nice and clean, very little clutter. So another small little update is we're continuing to propagate our new font. So at the top here where it says Camarillo Off-Road, that's our old font. It's called Sanchez. It's served us well for many years, but we want to get a little bit modern, more modern. So we changed our font to Roboto. It's going to take us a little while to fully propagate the Roboto font throughout the application. So there's going to be some inconsistency for a while, but eventually it'll be all clean, nice, humanist Roboto, which is super easy to read on screens, has a lot of qualities that we really like and feel is going to be a good way forward for our products. So we did some subtle updates to the color of the menu. We just wanted to make sure things were properly weighted and were easy to read. A prime example is race at the top. Previously, when we had the white on top of that light orange color, it's kind of hard to read. You can see it's much more legible on the right. To continue reducing clutter, we got rid of some details. We changed the font to the cleaner Roboto font. You can see the red scratch lines at the bottom. Just removing those little horizontal separator lines, that makes things a little bit cleaner on the right as well. We're going to continue to do some small incremental changes to the left-hand navigation like that. On the header, we retired our image. You can see at the top, we had an image of runners running over a bridge that we had for many years. But we kind of felt it was a little bit dreary almost. It was almost like a rainy day image. So we wanted to add some energy and some vibrancy to the UI. So we created a gradient with bold, vibrant colors that we really think adds a lot brighter feel to the UI overall. Okay, next part I'm going to show you some upcoming features and design treatments for the dashboard. So the first one is the race status tile. So at the top, and this screenshot here is a small screenshot designed for a handheld device like a phone. We have some similar elements that you've seen before. We have the race title, which you can click to go to the race website. We have some stats right at the top, registrations to date. But under that is where it gets interesting. So we want to give you at-a-glance status of the different components of your race. So right now we're thinking of using race website, registration, and donations. So we're going to tell you the status of these items. Are they live? Are they closed? Are they in an in-between state? And to give you that status, we're going to use these nice LED type indicators, this green little light with a little glow around it. And some very clear language. As you can see, the race website is live, but registration is closed. Now, if I'm a race director, I need to, I want to know immediately why registration is closed. Maybe it's not supposed to be closed. So let's take a look. If I click into that, we're going to give you some additional information. So registration is closed because your registration period ended on 7/27. You've got 782 people signed up. Another registration period starts on 10/1. So, okay, everything is fine. My registration is closed, but I just learned that it's okay because I set this up this way. I have one period ending now and another period ending, starting up soon. So we want to give you status, and we also want to give you a way to take action. So If this configuration is not correct, and let's say that the new registration period should be starting earlier, we're going to give you a quick link right there to registration settings so you can take action, so you can make a change or just take a look and take a sanity check, which sometimes you got to do. Additionally, we'll give you status on your race website. Your race website should always be live, it's true. There are times where it might be in draft mode if you're a new RunSignUp race director. And some additional statuses might exist there as well. But again, we want to tell you what's going on with that and give you some calls to action. And then we can also take a look at donations. I think by now you guys get the general gist. We give you status, a little bit of information, and then we give you somewhere to go to take action on this. So I'd like to take a quick pause right now and just ask if anyone has any comments or questions about this. Okay, will you incorporate these design updates in the club and partner website platforms? Yes, those are on the roadmap. I'll call them cosmetic updates, which are updates to items like font, color, and header gradient and stuff like that. They will propagate eventually. They're on our list of things to do this winter. They haven't been prioritized yet, but they are on the roadmap. As far as features like what I just showed you, the race status tile, I haven't designed this yet for those other products. I don't know off the top of my head if they're appropriate, but we will be taking a look at that as well. Do we have any other questions or general comments about the race status tile or anything else that we've touched on so far? Okay. All right, looks good. So we're at 216. Okay. I am going to switch my screen up a little bit. Bear with me while I flip around between applications. I want to show you another feature. Not really a feature, but another redesign that we have coming up. So this screen here represents a new design for some of our screens in the UI that are very long. So this is a pattern that we will use for custom questions or custom sections for the race website, which if you look at those screens now, it's a very, very long form. If I scroll my screen over to this, your whole screen will be filled with this, and it will be repeated over and over and over, and it's very overwhelming. So what we want to do is, this is how we envision, let's say we're looking at custom sections for a website right now. This is how we think this is going to play out in the next few months. So you'll be presented with a nice clean list of your custom sections. And if I want to edit this on each section, so at the top here I have race history, for example. If I click that, there's a little edit icon over on the right. If I click that, we'll cover the whole screen with an overlay. And the form on this screen we're looking at now will just have the related form fields for just that one custom section. So it's very focused on that specific question. And then when you're done editing that, you just go back to this nice clean listing of all these custom sections. We could also delete easily a custom section from here. This page is very easy to scan, so I can quickly find code of etiquette, for example, and delete that, and it goes away. So this second screen that I showed you, oh wait, one more detail over here. So if I were to first arrive at this screen, we want you to have a landing experience more like this. So let's say this is custom questions. Instead of presenting you with a giant form right away that takes over the whole screen, we want to have some nice, simple, fun messaging. and a simple prompt to get started. So I don't have any custom questions yet, so I'll encounter this message. I'll click Add One, and I'll be presented with this full screen overlay again. All the UI goes away except for this screen, so you're focused on what you're doing. And then when you save that, you come back to this initial screen, and you'll have one item in your list. And it's super clean, and we feel it's a vast usability update. So we're pretty excited about getting this one out. This is a pattern that we can use in multiple sections on the site. Additionally, so I talked about this full screen overlay. This in itself is a pattern that we're going to propagate more and more throughout our products. It is a good pattern to help us manage complexity and reduce overload when you encounter a new user interface. We actually just rolled this out in a very significant way. We updated our registration path, and in doing so we adopted this pattern on the registration path, and it results in a very clean, very focused experience for registration, and we feel that we're going to reuse this full screen overlay pattern in a lot of different places throughout our products. So that is that's really it for today for kind of show and tell. We just wanted to briefly touch base with everybody, discuss some of the decisions and rationale over some of the dashboard updates we made. Do we have any comments?
Comments, no questions.
Okay. I got a nice comment. It says, love this. That was my biggest beef with setting up custom questions. You're not alone in that. We've got that feedback quite a bit. A few people took me aside at our symposium in the spring to talk to me about it. Like another comment we have is, like the custom section change, it's pain to edit one section. Yes, and then have it scroll to the bottom of the long screen to save the change. Yeah, that's a pain. And I'm glad you made that comment regarding scrolling. Another detail I want to point out here on this full screen overlay that I have up on the screen now, and this is for creating a question. When you scroll this screen, the header at the top is going to stay in place. So you can make a change anywhere on this form. You can scroll anywhere. And when you're ready, that save button is always going to be there in the same place. So we feel like that's a nice little subtle detail that's going to make things more efficient for you guys to get through this stuff. Okay, just looking at my list over here to see if we have any other questions or comments. Looks like that's it. Okay. All right. Well, this was a really short one today. I got to admit I wasn't fully prepared. Like I said, I came from another meeting, and for some reason I agreed to do this on the day after Halloween when I have kids or going out trick-or-treating. So it was a little bit hectic putting things together. But we have another few webinars coming up, and they'll be very similar to this. They're going to discuss some recent UI changes, and they're also going to showcase some upcoming features and changes to existing functionality. So we're really excited about a lot of things that we have on our roadmap for this winter. And we hope that more of you guys show up to some of these webinar sessions. We would love to show you some upcoming work and really get some comments from you guys if possible. So just checking one more time for a comment here. What's this? Date above the race menu. Okay. So you feel that the date above the race menu would be a useful element to include. I believe he's talking about over on the left-hand side. Let us, I'll take a note on that, and we'll discuss it internally. But these type of little feedback, suggestions, and comments, these are the kind of things we're really looking from to get from you guys. So
option not to include.
Option not to include.
It's related to the.
Oh, okay, okay, and that is okay. Yep, we can follow up with you on that. But any comments like this moving forward? If not in a webinar like this, feel free to get in touch with your account manager, and let them know what's getting on your nerves. It's going to get on our list. It's going to get put on the roadmap, and we're going to get to it eventually. So I think I'll let everyone get back to work at this point. But thanks a lot for joining. Please come to the next few webinars. We've got some really fun stuff we're dying to show you guys. And feel free to have an open dialogue with your account managers. We want your ideas. We want them baked into our products because we want to make great products for you guys. So I think that's it. All right. Thank you very much, guys. I hope to hear from all of you soon.